One Piece chapter 1058 is officially out, and though it's called New Emperors, it really should have been called New Bounties, because there were nothing but new bounties in this chapter. I mean, it was bounties. I already did a video where I was talking about the Cross Guilds bounty revealed and Mihawk's bounty revealed, but I can't not talk about the Straw Hats and how they just changed the game with their bounties. I mean, aside from Chopper, who kept his gag going from 100 berries to 1,000 berries, basically making him slightly more of a threat than Beppo, Law's second in command, everyone else got basically a base level 300 million berry increase just for being a Straw Hat. Basically a participation award. So I'm not going to touch on most of them, but I want to give 2 honorable mentions. First, Nami, who now has a 360 million berry bounty, a bounty high enough that she said she would claim, which makes me intrigued if in the future she might try to claim her own bounty in some weird way. That'd be funny as heck. But also an honorable mention to Nico Robin, who finally got some respect put on her name with an increase of 800 million to 930 million berries. Basically said she's equal to a 2nd Division commander in Smoothie just because she can read. Also because she got that devil in her. But I mean, look at that face. How can you not like love a face like that? I mean, come on. But all them aside, we already know Luffy's bounty, it being 3 billion, which is crazy in and of itself. But I think Luffy has established himself as an emperor. So as far as the monster trio is concerned, I think he has actually moved himself away from that to become an emperor, and Jinbe has replaced him in the monster trio. And I think that's evident by these bounties, as it was shared basically equally between the 3 of them, and they all were given roughly the same bounty. Starting off with, Sanji was given a bounty of 1 billion and 32 million. This is half of a joke, half of a pun. The joke here is that Sanji was clowning Zoro for having slightly higher bounty than him, and now when these bounties get updated, he's not only dropped below Zoro, but also below Jinbe. And yeah, the pun here is that Sanji was born on March the 2nd, hence the 32 million. But now for the 2nd or 3rd highest in the crew, Jinbe, he was given a bounty of 1 billion and 100 million. Now this is all purposeful, as mentioned, partly to rag on Sanji for him clowning Zoro, but mainly because of his warlord status. And a couple of chapters ago, and also shown later in this chapter, with the demolishment of the warlords, they are being shown as a serious threat. So you have to equal Jinbe in some way to them. So having him any less than 1 billion would have made the warlord status look kind of weak in comparison. So that's why 1 billion makes sense for him in relation to that. It's just he had to be here with the extra 100 million just to knock Sanji down a peg. But when it comes to the 2nd highest behind Luffy, when it comes to bounties, this is none other than the pirate hunter, sword master, Roronoa Zoro, with a bounty of 1.1 billion and 1,100 berries. Now this is half of a pun, half of a purposeful. Just like Sanji's the pun with the birthday, Zoro was born on November 11th, hence the weird 1,100 at the end. But it's also purposeful because regardless of whoever joins, even if they are a warlord, Zoro has to stay Luffy's number 2. That cannot change. Nothing against Sanji, but Zoro has to stay there. So he had to be slightly over Jinbe, which again, purposeful, but also a pun there. With that being said, Luffy at a 3 billion berry bounty, and the 3 people on his crew at also a 1 billion berry bounty. His crew is untouchable. This crew is a crew that is making anyone else run away immediately. I mean, just to put this into some retrospect, Kaido, the world's strongest creature, the emperor that we had just fought, had 3 subordinates, all worth 1 billion berries under him. Luffy also now has that. Big Mom did not have that. And to make matters even worse, Luffy had the 4th member in Nico Robin, who's almost at 1 billion. And that's just looking at the top echelon of the crew. Let's look at the bottom. Including Chopper, Nami had the lowest bounty of the crew with 366 million. She is still higher than all of the supernova's bounties were pre-time skip. Yeah, there are levels to this. And the Straw Hats are officially at the top floor.